Well, guys, if you're a descendant of Saul and Lizzie's, you're descended from nobility and royalty. Let's take a tour. Go to William Lewis and Sarah Jane, as she was called. Keep going up. Now we have the Richardsons, Fielding Lewis, and Ellen. Then we go to the Stuarts. And we keep going up from the Stuarts. I'm going to do this really fast because there's a lot of them. So bear with me, y'all. Now we get into the nobility. And from the Countess, here, her father, we get to him, James, from James, go back to his dad, Donna, King James V. Now I'll show you how messed up my family tree is. My branches collide, because not only is King James my direct ancestor, let's click on his mother here, direct ancestor, 7 generations. I'm related to King James twice, on the Bruce line and also on the Stallings line. So not only is he my direct ancestor, he's also my direct ancestor and half brother. 15 generations. But it keeps going, y'all. So from King James, keep going to his parents. King James the Fifth, King James the Fourth, and Queen Margaret. Keep going. King James the Third, Queen Margaret of Denmark. Going. King James the Second and Queen Mary. And we keep going. King James the First. Click on him. He is my 18th generation direct ancestor. Let's keep going. Oh, now the lines. I've got so many people in here. I'm following the right path. Yeah, I'm following the right path. King Robert III, Queen Annabella, King Robert II, Queen Elizabeth, and now we get to the Bruce. Notice that we've got Walter Stewart from the House of Stewart. We've also got Princess Marjorie Bruce. That name Bruce. I'm related from my father, who is a Bruce, and my mother, who is a Stallings. We've got Bruce blood in me. Guess who this is? This is Robert the Bruce, direct ancestor, 22 generations. On the Bruce line, I'm connected twice. I'm connected from Robert the Bruce on my mother's side, on my father's side, also Edward the Bruce. But we go to his father, and following up his father's line, I believe that is correct. Mother's line. Oh, it's complicated. So many. No, it's father. Okay, let's go back to Robert the Bruce's father. So this is Robert the Bruce's father, 23 generations direct ancestor. And we keep going up his line. Ah, that's it. Prince David of Scotland, Prince Henry, King David the First. Direct ancestor, 28 generations. Going. King Malcolm the Third, King Duncan the First. I'm not even going to pronounce it. Ah, now we'll keep going at this line. King Malcolm the Second. 32 generations, direct ancestor. When you see Alba, Scotland, back in the day was also called Alba. This is 995 AD. We keep going up. Malcolm, King Donald, King Constantine, King Kenneth, and we keep going up. Going up. One. This is direct ancestor, 48 generations. And we keep going up. Now we get into the High Kings of Ireland. Long story short, our family is descended from the High Kings of Ireland who founded Ireland, 1st century AD. And it keeps going up. Second century AD, excuse me, 2nd century BC. Third century BC. And it keeps going up. Fourth century BC. Fifth century BC. Seventh century BC. 9th century BC. 10th century BC. And we come to the end. Didn't trace it any further back than that. I thought you'd be amazed. I thought you might like it. Okay, now let's go in another direction. Again from Saul and Lizzie. Go back to William Lewis Richardson. Lissa, also known as Sarah Jane. Fielding Lewis Richardson. And Ellen. Back through the line. Back through the line. Getting into the nobility now. This father, Earl James Stewart, the first Earl of Moray. His dad, King James V. King James IV. The mother. Ah, yes, it's through the mother. You might have noticed that King Henry the Seventh, House of Tudor, and Elizabeth of York. Yeah, you heard right. You know who King Henry the Seventh is? The father of King Henry the Eighth? Direct ancestor, 16 generation. His wife, Elizabeth of York, direct ancestor, 16 generation. You might have heard of the Yorks. Remember the story about the War of the Roses? King Edward? Do you remember King Edward? He had a brother called Richard II. We're not directly related to Richard II, only a direct ancestor through King Edward. And through King Edward, go to the Yorks. York. And now the Plantation line. Oh, Plantagenet, sorry. More kings. King Edward of England. I'm related to him twice and to his wife twice. Direct ancestor, 21 generation. Plantagenet line. Second, John. Second. Empress Matilda. Might have heard of her in a history book. Empress Matilda, direct ancestor, 27 generations. The first. William the Conqueror. Yeah, that's right. If you're in the Stallings line, you're a direct ancestor of William the Conqueror. 29 generations. Robert the First. Richard the Second. The First. William the First, also known as William Longsword. And Rollo, a badass Viking who conquered Normandy and ruled there. That's as far as I got. Couldn't find his parents. Yeah, we are related to William the Conqueror. 29 generations. Not too bad. I can live with being related to William the Conqueror. But that Henry VIII and Richard II, that's kind of hard to deal with.